everybody, to another episode of Just Reading. So, today we're going to talk about slash review part one of season three of Bridgerton. So, as you saw with my countdown, it's here. It released on Thursday. It was 4 episodes. I meant to wait for the weekend, but I didn't. I binged it all on Thursday night. So, suffice to say, on Friday, that was like a 2 coffee day for me. But it's okay because it was worth it, I thought. So there were some aspects that I really, really enjoyed, of course. And then there were other things that were kind of like, okay. Like, does this really work for me? This is my opinion about what I saw on the show. So, 5 things that I really, really enjoyed about Bridgerton season three, part one. Okay, let's start with number one, of course, the glow up. The glow up of Colin, the glow up of Penelope, the glow up of Eloise, Francesca. Um, I loved how Eloise was more confident, more settled. Like, she didn't have that chaotic teen energy like she did. You can see that she's coming into her own. She is still has her convictions, of course, and her opinions, and she's not all for the marriage mart and the lot that young ladies of the time have been ascribe to. Like, they have to do this. They can't really work on their own, manage their own thing. To do that, you have to have a certain skill set, like Madame Delacroix, So she still wants something different in a sense. But she's settling in now into her womanhood, which makes sense because her story is, I'm sure, on the books to be created at some point. Um, Penelope and Colin. So Colin is a world traveler. He's been off touring different parts of Europe for the last few months, and he's been to Italy and France and all the places. And so he's a little bit more confident, a little bit more bold and brash, a little bit more of a rake. That was interesting to watch, Colin being a rake, but that was all good. And of course, our girl Penelope. I love how it wasn't just a physical kind of growth for her, but it was also emotional growth for her too, because she is trying to step away from the shadow of her sisters and to make her own way, to have her own voice, which she already does in Lady Whistledown, but it's much more, it's under subterfuge. So to be vocal in her own right, in her own voice. And I liked that. I liked how she's trying to take her future in hand in the only way that at this time she can. She is a businesswoman, but that's in secret. So outwardly, for the rest of the world, she needs to find a husband to be free of her family, and to just have her own path. And in walks my second thing that I really liked, Lord Devlin. I really liked him. I liked him more than I thought I was going to like him. I thought he was going to be like a likable, of course, side character, but I like how they created him. I like the fact that he noticed Penelope and he found her desirable. He was brought in to show that, yes, someone else has found me desirable, and to, of course, get under Colin's skin, which was a happy side effect. But he did truly have good intentions for Penelope, but she couldn't get Colin out of her head. Slash heart, I suppose, and Colin got in the way of that. But I did, and I really did enjoy Lord Devlin, and I really liked Cressida and Eloise's friendship, more so for Cressida's sake than Eloise's, because she's usually a disliked character. Like, she was the female villain in a sense, of all the young ladies on the marriage mart. but they humanized her in season three, and I actually liked that. Like, you could see her family life and what it was like and what she was up against and why she did what she supposedly is how she is and does what she does. And it's interesting, that adage that says hurt people, you know, like she's it's very competitive, these young ladies going out there trying to seek husbands, and not being labeled as spinster, you know, the unwanted spinster. And so I really like that aspect of it as well. Fourth thing that just made my heart sing: Anthony and Kate. Anthony and Kate. Anthony and Kate. They were back. They made an appearance, and it was lovely. It was lovely to see them and to get like a little glimpse into their life together, that little epilogue. You know, they're back from their honeymoon and they're enjoying married life and trying to get back into the role of Viscount and Viscountess. And then they are so not, they still have stars in their eyes when it comes to each other. And they decided to go off again. But they made an appearance, and it was just really nice to be reminded of that couple and to see where they were. I really like that. So I also really liked the fact, I love how they portrayed Queen Charlotte in this one. As she was done. She was bored. She was over it. She was just ready for something different. She couldn't find a diamond. She was twiddling her thumbs and yawning the whole time and making all the mamas be anxious and filled with anxiety about what was going to happen with their beautiful daughters and who was going to get married off to the next lord. And it was very, very interesting to see. So that was fun. That was really, really fun. And yeah, those were the things that really stood out to me, like the five top tier things that really stood out to me from part one. It is hard to wait for part two. I am anxious. I'm anxiously waiting for it because I really want to see what Colin's reaction is going to be when he finds out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown, and what's Eloise going to do when she realizes? How is she going to react? Not well. If we believe the trailer, how is she going to react when she realizes that her beloved brother is engaged to her frenemy? I guess, would that be the right label for their relationship now? Enemies, used to be friends that now turned enemies, whatever the case is. So it was good. It was good. Some things that kind of made me pause to think. It was interesting because Colin. I don't know. I feel as if Colin maybe fell a little too quickly for Penelope. I feel like it felt a little rushed, and I don't know if it's just because they were trying to like fit it all in the four parts, or I'm not sure. I don't know. I cannot necessarily give a very succinct answer. I can only say like what it felt like for me watching it. It was like all this time, I'm your friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. I mean, we could say like because he kept seeking her out, and because we have Penelope's point of view in all of this, so we can really, I can connect very well with Penelope and her pining love for Colin. Colin's point of view the whole time was she's a good friend. And then as soon as he sees, which is why they introduced Lord Devlin, as soon as he sees that someone else found her attractive, and you know that he kind of fell out of favor with her when she overheard his conversation, he runs and comes and it's like, please don't turn your back on this friendship, you know. but I don't know. That's what it kind of felt like. I wanted it. I wanted more of a challenge for him. I felt like perhaps Lord Devlin gave up too quickly, but I could understand his point of view. But yeah, I felt like Colin should have had more of a challenge wooing Penelope, and Penelope should have probably played a little harder to get. But I'm not the writer. I'm just a viewer. So these are just the viewer's thoughts. Um, but all in all, I truly did enjoy it. I did. I like the writing. I really like how they've adapted the books. I enjoyed the book. I bought and read the book here in preparation for the series, the show. I mean, the season, and it was a good read. Julie Quinn's a great author. So yeah, it was interesting. Oh, I have to mention Francesca. I really liked how they introduced her. I really, really did. And I'm wondering, maybe she should be the focus for season 4 instead of Benedict, because I feel like her storyline could be really interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I won't like dive into that. Watch it for yourself. Make your own opinions. Form your own opinions. But all in all, I want to say I think season 3, part 1 of season 3, was pretty good. I reserve complete judgment until I have seen the whole season. So June 13 needs. I that's I cannot speak to the whole series, the whole season, because they haven't released the whole season. But so far, it's a good start. It's a decent start. All right. Well, listen, guys. That was just a little tidbit of what I've been up to, what I've watched so far. You make sure you just keep on reading. And oh, Regine Abel released um, another book in her Prime Mating Agency series. So I've got that downloaded. I've started reading that. It looks like it's really good. I forget what it's called. Hold on. It's called I Married Krogel. So it's from it's also part of that first one. Not first one. Goodness. Krogel is a don't listen. I told you I just started reading it. I'm only like what 5% in. So but I married Krugel, and it's the next release in her Prime Mating Agency series. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Monster romance. That's one. That's a monster slash alien romance. But yeah, what are you guys reading right now? Audiobook or physical book, doesn't matter. What are you reading? I hope it's interesting. I hope that it's engaging. Oh, and I have to talk about my nonfiction read as well. Okay, that'll be coming down soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm not done with it. Um, yeah, I'm not done with it. So once I'm done with it, then I will post a little bit about it. And so, all right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy Bridgerton if you haven't watched it yet. Sorry for the spoilery review. But just binge it. It's only 4 episodes. If you like that, if you like the show, and then let me know what you think. All right. Bye now.